Hey everyone, welcome to a new thrifting haul video on my channel. As you can see, I can barely fit in everything that I got. But we're gonna talk about what I found recently. This is probably the last 2 or 3 weeks of thrifting. I hit up a couple of new thrift stores in my areas because I do live in multiple areas, and I found a couple of really cool places that sell like real cheap stuff. So probably picked up a little more than I normally do, but I just found some weird stuff that I thought maybe would be good. I don't know. Maybe it won't be good. Let's start off with the VHS, shall we? So recently, I've really been wanting to rewatch the Naked Gun movies with Leslie Nielsen because I do find Leslie Nielsen to be very hilarious. I've been watching some clips of him on YouTube, rest in peace, and I just was having a hankering to watch the Naked Gun movies. Surprisingly, I cannot find those movies on any streaming platform, which is ridiculous. Another good reason why you should hold on to your physical media, kids, because those networks and those film companies, they take away your right to watch these things. So anyway, I'm on the hunt for Naked Gun. I think there's two of them. I saw one of them in the theater. But anyway, that brings me to my first VHS tape, which is Repossessed, starring Linda Blair, Ned Beatty, and Leslie Nielsen. And this is a spoof on the Exorcist film, as you can see. I have not actually seen this movie. It has really bad reviews. It did not bode well at the cinema, but I never see this tape out and about, so decided to grab it. Repossessed. So maybe until I find some Naked Gun, this will maybe fill my Leslie Nielsen needs. Yeah, but you know, Linda Blair's. I love Linda Blair. I love the original Exorcist. So, this could be kind of funny, kind of a Saturday afternoon kind of thing. The next movie stars Kiefer Sutherland and Reese Witherspoon. Her Life is No Fairy Tale. This is Freeway. 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. I don't know anything about this movie. I think this one just got re-released to Blu-ray or 4K or something. I don't know. I feel like I heard a bunch of people talking about this one. I don't know anything about this movie. It says, gives Little Red Riding Hood a retrofit. This was directed by somebody named Matthew Bright. So yeah, I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, I feel like people have been talking about this recently and saying it was good, so I'm going to give it a watch. The next one up is a total blind buy, and I found this really cheap, like 25 cents. It's a film called China Girl, and I probably would just pass over this movie. It is an old Vestron, which was probably the reason it piqued my interest, but the reason I bought this is because it's directed by Abel Ferrara, who did Miss 45 and Driller Killer, whatever. The Funeral, I think he did that one. But probably my favorite of his is Bad Lieutenant. He does really like gritty, kind of dark movies. This one sounds like it's going to be that way. I think it's kind of like a noirish film set in like the early 80s New York. And it's like two people from like different communities that fall in love or something. It has James Russo, David Caruso. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this movie is like. It's from 1987. Like I said, it's a Vestron. It's in beautiful condition. Like somebody clearly loved this movie and took care of it. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to check that one out. And then the last one I got, again, is because it was 25 cents, and I don't know why I bought this. I think nostalgia got me again, but because I have this movie on DVD, but it's this edition of The Dark Crystal in this green clamshell case. I think, somebody did not rewind their tape. But yeah, I got this really cheap, and look at that cover art. It is quite cool. And I like the green case, and like I said, I've seen this movie hundreds of times. It's one of my favorites, but I don't know. I had this weird weird desire to pick it up, maybe because it was really cheap. I bet if this was like $2 or $3, I probably wouldn't, but it was so cheap, I was like, yeah, this would look kind of cool on my shelf. And I do love this movie. Like I said, I love this movie. I have books about this movie. That's how much I love it. This was from the... this movie got re-released like in the late 90s or early 2000s, and I think that's this edition. I don't see a year on it. Of course, this was a Jim Henson and Frank Oz movie. Oh, it says 1994 on it, which is weird. Because I thought this one came out like in the late 90s, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is an early 90s edition. But if you've never seen Dark Crystal, if you like fantasy, if you like puppetry, practical effects, monster stuff, the Skeksis are in it. They're really cool. I don't know if there's some cool pictures on the back there. It's got all kinds of really wonderful creatures, drawn and designed by Brian Froud, who is an amazing artist, one of my favorites. And so if you've never seen this, do yourself a favor and watch this, especially if you like 80s fantasy and weird stuff like that. It's really, really cool. The first DVD I got, which I actually just rewatched recently, like a couple nights ago, is Wes Craven's Red Eye, an underrated thriller from Wes Craven. This is from, I think, I want to say 99, or I don't remember the year exactly. It does not say on the back. The DVD is from 2006, but I think it came out before that. 2005. Oh, it is 2005. Okay. My mistake. Yeah, this was directed by Wes Craven. It stars Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy, or Killian Murphy, depending on how you pronounce that. Yeah, 1 hour, 25 minutes. Beautiful. For a thriller, edge of your seat, no problem. Great film. You know, it's a little departure for Wes Craven, but man, if you like thrillers, on airplanes, like if you like Flight Plan or Air Force One, do yourself a favor, watch this. Cillian Murphy is so good. I mean, I love his acting anyway, but he is so good in this movie. The next one's a blind buy. This is called Tough Turf, and this edition looks really chintzy. I don't know. It's from Top 10 New Media Production Limited. So I don't know. This is from 1985. It's got, what's his face in there? James Spader. This looks like a really cheap edition of this movie, but I've never seen it. And a few people that I watch on YouTube love this movie, so I thought I'd just grab it. It's probably not going to be a good quality, but if I can at least watch the movie. The next movie was a recommendation from my roommate. This is Open Water, based on a true story, directed by Chris Kentis. This is from 2003, I believe. Lionsgate release. I think this is an old Blockbuster rental. The sticker used to be up there, so. I've never seen this movie, but my roommate said it was really, really good, so I'm kind of excited to watch that one. I think it's like two people that get lost in the ocean, and then sharks are coming around, but it's like based on a true story. The next one up, again, another cheap blind buy, Man with the Iron Fist Part 2. I have Man with the Iron Fist Part 1, which I don't mind it. Like, there's definitely elements of it that I really, really like, and there's elements of it that, But this is directed by RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. I think Quentin Tarantino had, I don't know if he's involved with this production, but he was involved with the production of the original one. So I don't see his name on the back of this one, but yeah, like a martial arts film. This one has deleted scenes, making of The Man with the Iron Fist, a commentary with director Roll Renee, and producer star RZA. So I guess RZA only produced and acted in this. He didn't direct it. I think he directed the original one, though. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This one's from 2016. I have not seen this. Like I said, I thought the first one was okay, so I'm kind of curious to see what this one's like. This next one I got is a double feature, but I only bought it for one movie, which is The Crow, because I don't have this movie in my collection. But I did have it on VHS, and I think I got rid of it for some reason. So I did want to get this one on disc. I already have Sin City, like a deluxe edition of that, so this was really cheap, like $1. So I just grabbed it so I could watch The Crow, because I do. And that was another movie that I did not see back in the day, surprisingly, and then saw it like in the last couple of years, like during the pandemic, and was just floored. I couldn't believe that I hadn't watched that movie. The next one up is a movie about the punk band The Germs. It's called What We Do Is Secret. This stars Shane West, among others, directed by Roger Grossman. This is from the year 2007. This is a story of Darby Crash, the lead singer of The Germs. I think I saw this movie. I can't really remember, but I do love The Germs, and I'm going to check that one out. Up next, a triple feature of 3 movies that I've actually never seen, and you're going to be surprised. The Fifth Element, Gattaca, and The Devil's Tomb. Now, I don't know anything about The Devil's Tomb. I've heard of Gattaca, and I've heard of The Fifth Element. Obviously, it's a pretty famous movie, but I've never seen these movies, and this was $1, so I grabbed it. I'm curious to check these movies out. I've heard mixed things about the Gattaca and Fifth Element, but I'm curious. I do like Mila Jovovich, Gary Oldman, Bruce Willis, and then that's in Fifth Element, and then Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, and Jude Law in Gattaca. So some really good cast on those. Again, for $1, it was just like, I got a lot of these for $1, actually. These next 2 come from a flea market that I went to. And these are just ones that I wanted to add to my collection because I didn't have them. The Neverending Story 1 and 2. I don't think I've ever seen the second one. I don't think it's got good reviews. I definitely saw the first one in the movie theater when I was younger. Just family movies. Just family movies. Speaking of, so this one I also found at the same flea market, which is also a family movie, which I also saw in the movie theater, which was directed by Walter Murch, and that is Return to Oz. And I have a feeling this one might be out of print, which is why I grabbed it for $1, but there's a code there. I don't know if that would actually work, but yeah, I remember seeing this in the theater and thinking it was pretty strange, and I've heard some people say it's like younger people have said like they saw it and thought it was really disturbing, so I'm kind of curious to check it out. And that ties into my other purchase, which was The Wizard of Oz, which I got at the bargain bin at Walmart. So I kind of like I've been really obsessed with old Hollywood lately. I don't know what it is, but there's a really cool channel on YouTube called Hollywood Graveyard, and they go and visit the graves of famous celebrities. And I think there was one that had Judy Garland in it, and I got kind of obsessed with kind of revisiting old Hollywood things. And I remember there's a lot of weird history about this movie, a lot of weird like urban myths about this movie, so I kind of wanted to revisit it. Plus, I don't have it in my collection. I do want to find an old copy of this, though, like an original copy of this movie, because I do think this has been spruced up for this 75th anniversary edition, but I think some stuff was cut out of this edition that was in the original. So, but yeah, this might be a cool double feature. I have not seen either of these movies for a really long time, so kind of got to check those out. The next one up is a show I've never watched, but I've heard about. I love the old 60s show Thunderbirds, and I just found this. Captain Scarlet, yeah. This is the, I believe this is the all 32 episodes of the Visionary sci-fi series. This is put out by A&E, physical media, DVD. It's a great big set, as you can see, 32 episodes. If you like, I'm assuming I like Thunderbirds, I'm probably going to really like this one as well. I think this one came before Thunderbirds, if I'm not mistaken. I know my friend Corey will probably correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is, try to open this here. this was a pretty cool find. And I think I got it for $6.99. So it's got, in the back there, it's got like the episodes, and then the discs look like that. And it came with this little insert of all the different things that A&E was putting out at the time. So I have that Thunderbirds right there. The Space 1999 is one that I would really love to get my hands on. Now, I was really sad when I got in my car and opened this up because this belonged to somebody who also clearly loved this movie or this TV show. They must have had it, like they must have their movies cataloged on these recipe cards inside these sleeves. And it made me feel really sad because, I mean, I'm hoping the person that had these just maybe got tired of them and got rid of them, but I'm hoping nothing bad happened. But sometimes, but anyway, they have like on the recipe card, they've given the DVD a catalog number, and then they've written down when they watched the series. So you can see they watched it in 2002, 2011, and then 2019. And then they made these little tiny cards with like printouts of all the episodes. So I don't know who the person was that owned this, but I hope you're okay and you just got tired of watching this. And if you did die, rest in peace. And I really appreciate your dedication to cataloging physical media and keeping your discs in such excellent condition. But yeah, this was a really cool find. And like I said, I think it was $6.99. It's the whole series. I'd like to find the Thunderbirds, like the whole series of Thunderbirds. I think I only have like season 1 or whatever, but this I thought was a pretty cool find. Definitely not something you see out in the wild very often. And if you do, they're probably like $25 or $30. So good score for me. I'm pretty excited to watch these. Like I said, I love Thunderbirds, so I'm sure I'm going to love Captain Scarlet. The next one up, a Corey favorite, I believe. This is the film Cube. I got this on DVD. I don't think I have this in my collection. If I do, it's maybe in like a multi-feature set, but I don't think I have this movie. I've seen this movie once and I really liked it. So I'm kind of curious to revisit. I love this era of science fiction. I think this was like late 90s, if I'm not mistaken. 2001, it says. So just around that time, there was a lot of movies I really liked. Event Horizon, Alien 4, Matrix. There was just a lot of Species. Like there was a lot of those like late 90s, early 2000s sci-fi horror, sci-fi thriller. And I think this one fits right in there. David Cronenberg says, ruthlessly beautiful and compelling. So, hey, if David says that, it's really good. I have seen this once. I do remember really liking it. So very excited to revisit this one. I think my friend Corey, who follows me, likes this movie as well. Fear, paranoia, suspicion, desperation. Don't look for a reason. Look for a way out. And I think this is like people getting trapped in like little cubes or something. Don't really remember a lot about it, but I do remember liking it. So excited to kind of revisit that. And then the last 3 are brand new and factory sealed. And probably I'm embarrassed to leave the price tags on them because I paid a lot for them. But these were all from my friend Eric at Backstreet Records. And the first one up I got was Maniac. This is a Blue Underground edition from 2019, only a couple years ago. I would like to probably find this on Blu-ray, but for now I'm happy to have it on DVD. I saw this once on streaming during the pandemic. I had never seen it before. Quite liked it. Can't say it would be one I'd watch a lot just because it's pretty disturbing, but I wanted to have it in my collection, so I have it now. So pretty cool. Maniac from 1980. The next one up I got, actually this one wasn't too expensive. This one was only $13. This is a movie that I've seen once on streaming, but not again. And that is Damon Leone's Terrifier from, I want to say 2018. Yeah, 2018. This is the film that introduced the character Art the Clown. Of course, Terrifier 2 went crazy last year. Super popular, made tons of money. Terrifier 3 coming soon. This is the original, which I did not have in my collection. Again, I would like this on Blu-ray, but for DVD for now is fine to have in my collection. And then this one, I also would really like to have on Blu-ray, but the only copy on Blu-ray I've seen where I live is $39.99, and that's just too expensive for me. So I found the DVD edition of Tourist Trap. This is put out by Full Moon Pictures. If you've never seen this movie, it's a very cool, underrated 80s horror movie. I don't know if you'd call it a slasher. I guess you would. Stephen King says the film wields an eerie, spooky power. This has a cast of Jocelyn Jones, who was in The Enforcer, Tanya Roberts, who was Sheena, as well as starred in The Beastmaster, Robin Sherwood from Death Wish 2, and directed by Robert A. Burns, who did art direction by Robert Burns, who did art direction on Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes. Music by Pino Donaggio, who did Don't Look Now, Carrie, Dress to Kill. This is directed by David Schmoller. Tourist Trap. Yeah. Again, this is one that I streamed for the first time during the pandemic, and thought it was a really cool movie, so I was really happy to add that to my collection. Every once in a while I buy new stuff, not very often. If you watch my channel, you know most of the movies I buy are like $1 or $2 from like thrift stores and pawn shops, things like that. So I don't know, every once in a while I get the inkling to buy some new stuff, but new old stuff, I guess. But anyway, that was my thrifting haul for today. I'll just hold up a little bit because I'm getting really tired. There was I got so much stuff in this haul. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this thrifting haul video. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store in this case, or, you know, just out and about. Let me know what you've picked up recently, if you've picked up any cool movies, watched any cool movies. Love to get your comments. Give me the thumbs up if you like this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And follow me over on Instagram at Night Owl Video. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Watch movies. Buy physical media, because these people running these streaming services, they don't care. They'll just take your Naked Gun and you can't watch it. So make sure to support physical media, new and used, and your thrift stores. I think, you know, the thrift stores I go to, like, they keep really pretty well stocked, and I think it's because people are still buying this stuff. There's a couple of shops where you can buy new stuff. So, you know, go out and support that, because sadly a lot of these things are going away, or the sections of those stores are shrinking to just minimal amounts of things, which you've probably seen in your local department stores and things like that, or like Best Buy. They hardly have anything anymore, like just like new releases. But that's my little rant on physical media. So, but anyway, I mean, it's kind of the golden age for people who want to buy used stuff, because there's a lot out there because people are getting rid of it because they're just watching streaming. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I should say just keep streaming, and then I can get all of your old collections or whatever. But leave your thoughts on that. I'd love to hear from you. And like I said, take good care of yourself, and I will see you next time right here on Night Owl Video. Bye.